screamer. That was these guys, the Skagbyrds. So it's the second track off their 6-song EP. It's called Hannamore, and that track is called Mother Bear and the Rat Pack. Why is it called Mother Bear and the Rat Pack?
You know, we ask ourselves that question as well sometimes.
And why are you called the Skagbyrds?
That's another... Okay. There's very different reasons for why we're called the Skagbyrds, but I choose not to answer.
It's
okay.
It's not as cool as you think it is.
It's not as
so
cool
I'm
as
gonna
it
pretend
is.
like it is, so that there's some mystique to it.
All right. Fair.
It's mostly just that it sounds
so
cool.
the album art.
I combined two words randomly.
I was gonna ask, like when I was planning this way back, why the EP is called Hannamore, and then I went to deliver tickets to Elliot's house for the show, and I saw why it is called Hannamore.
Before you saw him, you saw Hannamore?
Yeah, on the street, the
so
street
cool.
sign. So I was like, it clicked. I was like, okay. So do you want to tell me the story of why you use that street name?
It's funny because that's not why it's named Hannamore.
It's not?
No, I'm joking.
Okay. I was like, that's an odd coincidence.
You are looking at him like, wait a minute. What?
You are dead on the nail. That is exactly why it's called Hannamore. Because I lived on that street.
Okay.
We started. We mentioned.
This is Kevin the drummer.
Okay. Yep. Kevin the drummer.
I've been here the whole time. That band we mentioned with just Elliot, Matthew, and myself back in early high school, we were called Almost Modest, and we actually started in that house. I grew up there. It was like sort of the place to be for my friends at certain points in our life. And even further on, when we made the Skagbyrds, we like kind of started and grew in that house and wrote the album there. So like there were points where we were moving out. Like I was moving out of that house and it was empty, but we still.
Is that where the photo was taken?
Yes.
Are you guys all in the basement? Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool.
So it was like we got all our stuff out, but we still had the house for about a week or two, and we took advantage of the empty house, took photos, and finished the record there. Like we set up our stuff in
so
the
we just
basement.
boot camped basically.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So it's like a special thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
all makes sense.
And a lot of like, I feel like a lot of the record is just kind of about like, not to be overly cliche, but like coming of age and just sort of the struggles of trying to, becoming an adult and figuring out that everybody's just winging it, kind of.
Absolutely.
So it represented. Like,
They're relatable.
Yeah. So it was like a transition from that spot that had been like our spot for music making when we were a kid, and then when we were sitting there writing it, it was
Growing
empty.
up.
It was very eerie.
Right.
Like felt very kind of transitional, but yeah.
And with Elliot's addition to the band too, that concept
tied it
was
all
a little
together.
more- yeah.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
We've been friends for so long, and he
Kind of a
even
rebirth
had-
of the Skagbyrds, a
Yeah.
phoenix rising, if you will.
Oh, I see. So the album art. Tell me
Sick
about.
metaphor. Sorry.
No, tell me about. Well, we got 5 minutes left, so I do want to wrap up a little bit. But before we do that, we need to give shout outs to Jared. Jared is your
Farmer.
fill-in bassist, correct?
Yes, Jared Farmer. He plays in a great band called Via, so you should check them out. VYA.
They are quite good.
Yeah.
Actually,
if you're into like the Mars Volta kind of prog rock sort of
Ooh,
stuff,
yes.
they're very, very interesting.
Kevin
So
and I
check
just
them out.
saw them
Yeah,
at
they
Webster
just-
University.
It was a great show. We were.
I actually had, maybe it was him. Somebody was hitting me up on my Facebook a while back. Why haven't you played this on your radio show yet? Why haven't you played Via? So maybe that was him.
Yeah.
But I will definitely check it out more
sure,
now.
Sure, yeah.
So, but yeah, Jared answered the call. We when Matthew was leaving for Spain, we knew we had to get someone to sort of sub in and take the reins for the 9 months, and we put out the call, and Jared was like, "I'm in, let's do it." And he's really picked it up, man. Like if you could be at our practices now, you'll see that we are sounding pretty much at full force.
Yeah.
Sorry, Matthew.
We love you, Matthew. We miss you, Matthew. When you come back, you're still good, but
Exactly.
you want your band represented well while you're gone,
And it-
right?
and it is.
Right.
Just are not
right.
sure there's a spot
shout
for you
out,
when you
you're
come
doing
back.
great.
Oh,
but,
don't do that. That's not nice.
That sounds like a threat.
That would
Watch
stress me
this.
out in his even if I like in the back of my mind I'd be like, oh, are they really joking?
No, we're
But,
joking,
yeah, yeah.
Matthew. Hope
Matthew,
you're
you're
doing
If you
okay.
watch the whole thing, we're joking. Hi,
Matthew actually had appendicitis.
Oh no,
Yeah,
that
dude.
hurts.
Well, he thought it was
Yeah.
appendicitis, and then
Was
they
it
got
just
they got
gas?
in there to remove his appendix and found out it was actually a lymph node, so they took
Oh,
that too.
my bad.
He
Yeah,
was
so-
he was about like 2 ounces lighter. when
Yeah,
he was
so-
done.
Oh wow. Okay.
He got to Europe, and then 2 weeks later, just like had to have
Interesting
surgery and got organs
interesting
taken out of his
side
body,
story.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
that works though.
Oh,
so
wait, album artwork. Sorry.
Album art, yeah,
Thank
before
you.
we go.
Get well soon, Matthew.
album artwork.
So our artwork. So a friend of ours drove around with us, Steven Nelson, another shout out. He drove around and took a bunch of pictures of just like the general area around Hannahmore, but we didn't want to have the stereotypical just like street where you grew up kind of album cover.
That's
So
not what it is, though.
we took that and then
My brother Joseph, who actually has his own musical endeavor, and that's called Clean Risk. Kind of pop too, if you like that.
I will check that out.
He's an artist himself, and he introduced me. Well, got us in touch with an award-winning Australian artist by the name of Paul Fleetham.
Fleetham, yeah.
And he did all the work on that front cover, and we gave him an idea, and he gave us back a bunch of different ideas, and we were like, wow.
We basically gave him like a series of like pictures of that area, and then we just said like, we gave him some general like color palette type ideas, but just told him like we liked his work, so we were like, go crazy, put a bunch of filters on it, just do stuff. And
We love.
that one just kind of nailed the aesthetic we were
It's
going
really
for. 'Cause
cool.
It's kind of hard to see what it is, but then if you
Right.
look close enough, it you kind of becomes
Figure it
clear.
out.
So
Probably know the album that we were kind of like one of the albums PQ and I would always sort of reference when we were talking about it was Radiohead's OK Computer,
I love that.
where it's kind of like great album, but if you think of the cover, it's like it's a highway, but you can't really tell it's a highway right away.
Right.
So if you look closely at our cover, that is the where I would turn in to go to my house every day.
Right.
The cover of the album.
But it's kind of blurred out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Masked out.
Not to
Affected,
show the
yeah.
mystique,
Right.
even though I just did. It's
ruined.
It's all dispelled.
All right. Well, I hate to cut this short. We're having a blast, but it is about that time. I have got to leave and jet down to Cape Girardeau to see Keith, who is in the Cinema Story. His other side project, Downswinging, is playing a show down there, so I'm going to go down and support him. But real quick, we're going to re-plug all your stuff. This is the Skagbyrds. You can find them anywhere. Is it Skagbyrds? What is your...
Facebook.com/the Skagbyrds, and then we got we're on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon,
Soon
Google
to
Play.
be
Wherever digital media is sold,
all that-
basically.
all that good
Bandcamp?
stuff.
Are you on Bandcamp?
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Put it in Google. It's the ones that come
Yep,
up.
Spotify.
Yeah.
Just look up the Skagbyrds. It's a pretty unique
Spotify's the
name.
easiest thing to get
So
us on.
and
Skagbyrds.
We're edgy
Yes.
people. Okay.
Yeah.
S
That's actually the conversation that happened. Should we replace the I with a Y? Yeah, because we're edgy.
Because we're in,
Yeah.
no, it was more because we're in high school, but
Thank you
But-
so much for having us, by the way.
Thank
Oh,
you.
dude,
It was
no
a
problem.
blast.
I'm
You're
excited.
awesome.
We love you very
Aw,
much. So
thank
wonderful.
you.
We appreciate all the spins and, of course, booking the shows. and
I
all
love
that
your stuff.
Spin it
So
away.
yeah, make sure you guys check them out. The next show they are playing is November 9th over at the Firebird. Yes, it is a Thursday. They are headlining, so they should hit the stage about 10 o'clock if nothing goes wrong. Cross your fingers, knock on wood. And
it's a local show.
yeah, yeah.
This is plastic.
That's my job though, so let's hope I do it right. Anyway, yeah, so hit them up for tickets or just, show up. They will have their EPs there. You can hear this awesome music that we've been playing all day live, or all afternoon, I should say. And yeah, you can also check out these guys. This is I'm going to close it out with another Glass Mansions track. They're from South Carolina. They will be through. That is who this show is booked around. And I will see you all next week. I think I have Slow Down Scarleton. So that's going to be fun. Thank you guys for coming in. This is the
you so
Skagbyrds.
much.
I am
Thanks
Erin.
for listening, and thank you for having us on.
For sure. I am Erin. This is the Superfun local show on UMSL Radio, The U.